Hello, my name is Leroy Blevins. Welcome to Mysteries and Histories. In this episode here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about the prayer man. Now, I made a video on this before, but I think it wasn't. I think it was taken off. So, someone contacted me the other day on Facebook and asked me would I do a video on the prayer man. So here you go. Now, for years, people's been trying to say Oswald was the man in the doorway right here. But as we come to find out, as years go by as well, especially analyzing films and images, we know for a fact that this is actually Bill Lovelady. So now, since they went ahead and know this is Bill Lovelady, now they're going to say Oswald was in a different location, and now he's the so-called prayer man, which I'll bring up right here. If you watch my cursor right here, this location here, which I'll even zoom in, they'll say this is the prayer man because of the way he's got his hands. And they said this is Oswald. Okay, now, as people watching my research and, my videos and, you read my book and stuff like that, you're going to find out there's a lot of false claims made. And the reason why these claims are being made is because they're trying to prove something to, like I said, get their names in the books, in the history books, plus trying to prove that Oswald was innocent because, he walks around and said he was a patsy. Now, the prayer man here. Is this Oswald? No, it's not. And there's a lot of reasons why I say this is not. Because one, if you look at the prayer man, excuse me, he is actually wearing coveralls, as you see right here. This is what he's wearing right here. Now, Oswald didn't have coveralls on that day. All right. Now, we also have to look at the facts as right here. When this image was taken, now remember, when this image was taken, or this part of the film footage right here, was taken soon after the assassination of JFK. Am I correct? Now, what we also have to look at as well is when we view the films and images and we put them in time frames and stuff like that, how can this man right here, the prayer man, be Oswald when Oswald claimed he was on the second floor? Oswald was seen on the second floor. Okay, so we're going to pull this image up right here. Oswald, before the assassination, was on the sixth floor of the Texas School Book Depository. He was the only one left there that day, which is also in the reports and documents as well. Last time he was seen was on the second floor, which would be this floor right here, if you watch my cursor. I'll be in this location right here, on the second floor, where he was seen 90 seconds, as they claim, 90 seconds after the fatal headshot, or the last shot they claim, of taken that day. And then, when police officers storm in there, and they go up, and they go upstairs. Now remember, the elevators was all found on the second floor, both elevators. No one was going up steps. All one was going up steps was an officer and the building manager, because he was taking them up to the rooftop of the Texas School Book Depository. And they found Oswald on the second floor by the Coke machine, drinking a Coke. Or not even drinking a Coke, but, opening a Coke or whatever. So we're going to pull up that floor plan right here. Now, as I point out in my research, Oswald was on the sixth floor, took the elevator down the second floor, walked right out the door, right through the door, and right there in front of the Coke machine, as he was coming up the steps. Now, how can Oswald be on the second floor and being seen there? And that's the last place he was seen was on the second floor. After that, he was seen no more. But here's Oswald right here, okay, on the second floor of the lunchroom. But people still claims that Oswald was. I'm gonna pull up these images right here. Okay, we're gonna pull up the prayer man here. And there's still people out there saying that this is actually Bill Lovelady, but they're going to actually say this is Oswald. Okay, now I'll pull up these three images here. Now, remember, this was taken during the time of the assassination. Am I correct? This was taken soon after the assassination was taking place. Now, they claim this is Oswald, and they claim this is Oswald here. But Oswald's seen on the second floor. Now, how did he get from That position there, remember, he wasn't out of breath. He was not out of breath. So how did he get that from right here at the doorway up to the second floor now from the time the shot was fired? You see what I'm saying? People want to push these claims out there, push all these false claims out there to prove their case, to prove Oswald's innocent. They're willing to do anything and possibly any and everything they can to prove their case. And they'll even put in a little bit of, little details here or there saying, we could tell this is Oswald. Which one, you cannot tell if it's Oswald or who it is, because the pure some fact is not that really sharp. It's more blurry, especially in the background. But they're going to say this is Oswald. Since they can't prove this is Oswald and they know this is Bill Lovelady, so they're going to do somebody else and say this guy right here. I mean, there's actually one guy out there actually said, this is Oswald here eating a cheese sandwich in the corner. Now remember this. When they're putting these false claims out, remember, Oswald's claiming he's a patsy. So if Oswald's telling the truth that he's a patsy, right, then why does people claim that he's out in the front here in the doorway, okay? They're claiming he's in the doorway, but Oswald said he was in the lunchroom the whole time. So who are we going to believe? These so-called researchers claiming that Oswald was a patsy because Oswald said he's a patsy, so we have to believe him. But at the same time, we got to call him a liar because he was actually in the front by the doorway. He wasn't on the second floor in lunchroom. You see what I'm saying? You can have your cake and eat it too. It's either you believe Oswald or you don't believe Oswald. Okay? If you believe he was a patsy and he had nothing to do with assassination, okay, then why claim that he was at the doorway? Why bring this into it? Because now you're just not you're bringing up more stuff. And more, you're actually giving out false information, but you're bringing up more stuff. People don't understand this. You're calling Oswald a liar by saying, hey, he's in the doorway. Okay? I brought this up before to Judith Baker. And, they was claiming, because she was sitting there pointing this right here, this is Oswald in the doorway and stuff, and going by what some other guy says, oh, this is Oswald because he could prove, but this is not Oswald, this is Bill Lovelady. So I brought this up to her, and I said, you know what? Think about this. Who's telling the truth? Is Oswald telling the truth, or is the researchers telling the truth? Okay? Because if Oswald claimed he was on the second floor lunchroom the whole time of the assassination, how can he be in the doorway? Am I correct? So for Oswald to be in the door, that means Oswald was lying of his location where he was at. So Oswald wasn't on the second floor lunchroom. He was downstairs in the front. But no one's claimed. All eyewitnesses did not see Oswald in the doorway. This is another thing you have to pull up as well. So after I put this information out, and I told people this information, next thing you know, there's a new story coming out. Oswald was on the second floor, but he was throwing firecrackers out now to warn the president of what was going to happen. So he's going to warn the president now by throwing firecrackers out there because he was trying to save Kennedy's life. Another false story. But then we go into the Dillard image right here. Okay. Here's Oswald looking out the top window. We can see it. We can zoom right in on it. Here's Oswald looking out that window right here. We see it right here. Here's Oswald looking out that window on the 6th floor. So he's actually right here. He's looking out this, if you watch my cursor, he's looking out this window right here. Okay, he's looking out this window right here. This is right after the assassination. And then the second time he's seen is on the second floor right here, which I point out in my research that he took the elevator right down and walked right out off the elevator. Right through the door, he's in front of the Coke machine. Okay, I point this out. So how can Oswald be from here, which we can see him plain as day in the Dillard image? He's right here. But then he's supposed to be down here in front of the doorway. And people said, Bill Lovelady, they're taking out two images like this. This one here, and then the so-called prayer man. And they're placing Oswald in two different locations because here we have Bill Lovelady with a striped shirt on stuff, but now we have the prayer man over here, which let me pull this one up right here. We have the prayer man having overalls on, as you see here. So which one is it, Oswald? Is it Bill Lovelady, the location where Bill Lovelady was at? Or was it the prayer man? Excuse me. You see what I'm saying? They can't even make up their mind on who they want to place, where they want to place Oswald at. So see, this is why we can't believe all these false information that's going around. We have to throw this kind of stuff away. But there's people out there pushing this kind of information out every single day of this is Oswald here. But then again, this is Oswald here. We can see this is a short sleeve, like this, short sleeve jumper suit that he has on, because we can see his full extended arm here. We can see his arms here, and we see his bear right here, and then the sleeves come right to here. But here he's got a full jacket on, or a full shirt, as you see right here. So who is these men in the doorway? Is this Oswald or is this Oswald? Make up your mind. That's what I tell these researchers. Make up your mind. Either this is Oswald or this is Oswald. Okay? And then remember, when you're making this claim of this as being Oswald, this being Oswald, remember that you're calling Oswald a liar. So was he a part of assassination? He claimed he was a patsy. So we got to believe that. But we cannot believe his story is telling everybody that he was on the second floor. You see what I'm saying? Of the lunchroom the whole time. This is in his reports. This is in his own testimony. That he was on the second floor lunchroom the whole time. So who are we going to believe now? Was he on the second floor or was he in the doorway? You see what I'm saying? So if we're going to say he's in the doorway, then Oswald was lying from the word go. But if Oswald's a patsy and he's telling the truth, that means he was on the second floor. So these men that's in the front of the doorway there are different people. They're not Oswald. Do you see what I'm saying? To me, when I did my investigation and stuff like that, remember, Bill Lovelady was in front, as I point out, right here. Pull up this right here. Bill Lovelady was in front. Now, Frazier said he was behind Bill Lovelady. Okay. Now let's look at this image here now. Let's look at this image again. Now we see Bill Lovelady. He's right here now. And who would that be? That would be him. Frazier. That's who that is right there. Now I tell people that's who this is right here. But they're going to say, oh no, that's Oswald. Oswald's a prayer man. But then again, Oswald's the man in front of the doorway too, where Bill Lovelady was standing. Like I said, they're going to tell us this information, okay, and they're going to put a little bit of this, a little bit of that to it, and a little bit of configuration there and say, we have to say this is Oswald because of this and that, because one, you can't tell this is Oswald or not because it's blurry, okay, it's not a clear image, it's blurry. Even when you take the full-size frame, as you see, as you see here, he's blurry. You can't tell, you can't make no details of the face or nothing. They're going to try to say this right here is Frazier right here, but actually this is Frazier over here. And there's Bill Lovelady right here. Bill Lovelady was standing right here. Frazier was standing right behind him right here. Now remember, all these people here did not see Oswald outside. People's report says last time they seen Oswald was on the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository that day. That was the people that was on the 6th floor with them. Now after the assassination, there was one lady, one secretary, said that she seen Oswald on the 2nd floor. This is after the assassination. And this is after the police officer and the building manager went past and seen Oswald on the 2nd floor in the lunchroom. And then after that, Oswald's gone. Oswald is gone. Do you see what I'm saying? So how can Oswald be here when he's on the 2nd floor? When for a fact we know he was on the 6th floor and then he went down to the 2nd floor. But he was not out here because there is no eyewitnesses. No matter what they say can back up their story. That's what I'm talking about. You're going to make a claim, have some evidence to prove it. None of these witnesses right here, none of them, or anybody else was out there, did not see Oswald in the front entryway. They did not see Oswald, period. Like I said, the only last known location Oswald was seen that day before he left the school book depository was on the 2nd floor in the lunchroom and walk around on the 2nd floor. That was his last known location before he ends up disappearing. So I want to make this video here to point out some more facts and throw up some stuff there, some real common sense as well, when you're looking at something like this. Okay, Oswald was not in a doorway, period. There's no eyewitness accounts that put him there. They could point out all they want, take out any kind of image, one image, and say this and say that. That's why if you notice that when I do my investigation, I do my research, I show one image. I show another image to back up that image. I show another image to back up that image. And I show another image to back up that image. Okay, I have like 10 or 15, anywhere from 10 to 15 images per claim I make that backs it up. Then on top of that, I have eyewitness accounts that also goes on top of that as well. Here, there is no evidence. You're just taking a grainy, messed up frame and making a claim that this is Oswald here. He's the prayer man. Put a title to it, prayer man, because he got his hands together like this. But not like this, but you know, like this in front of him. This is Oswald, they said. And it's not, because none of these people seen Oswald there. Not even Bill Lovelady, which is standing right here. He could see if that's Oswald directly across from him. And they said, this is Fraser right here. Now, if this is Fraser, couldn't he see Oswald? He'd be looking right at Oswald, wouldn't he? And he took him in at work that day. So he should be saying, hey, yeah, you know, Oswald was out in front with us. So if this is Fraser here, wouldn't he know Oswald's there? Bill Lovelady here, would he see Oswald there? And all these other people, wouldn't they know Oswald there? None of them. There is nothing to show as evidence as Oswald being in the doorway out the front of the building. People will take an image and try to make their little statement. This is Oswald here. But it's Bill Lovelady. They just want to get their names out there. They want to say they're a researcher. And they want to put their names out there saying get the history book so they can prove the case that Oswald's innocent when there's nothing to show his innocence. There's nothing to show in Oswald being innocent, period. Everything that shows when it comes to Oswald, he was part of assassination, no matter which way you look at it. Okay, I want to make this video, like I said, because, you know, someone asked me, you know, they want to see a video on the prayer man. Here it is. And as I point out, you know, the prayer man, Oswald was not in the doorway whatsoever. Now, if you're going to believe that Oswald is the prayer man or this man right here, which is Bill Lovelady, then you're going to be calling Oswald a liar. Okay, you're going to be calling Oswald a liar, and you're also going to be calling the secretary that's seen him up on this floor here. You're going to call her a liar. You're going to call the police officer and the building manager a liar, because Oswald is a liar as well, because Oswald's here in the front doorway as they want to put him as the prayer man or as this man right here. So, and then all these people down here that seen the people in the doorway, they're all liars too, because Oswald was there. So see, you think when you bring out a subject like the prayer man, oh, it's all fine and dandy. I'll show this one image, I'll say this is Oswald here, and people is going to believe me. Okay, but do you take consideration when you sit back and you say, well, I'm going to make this claim here, but what am I going to get from it? Well, you know, I have to call Oswald a liar. I have to call the police officer a liar. I have to call the manager a liar. The lady on the second floor, I have to call her a liar. I have to call all these people here liars. Okay, so everybody's lying except for Oswald. But remember, Oswald said he was a patsy. But we got to prove that Oswald's a liar, because Oswald has to be in the front doorway because he's the prayer man. Or he's this man right here. So Oswald has to be proven as being a liar. Am I correct? If you're going to be a researcher, you want your name in a book, and you want to say, hey, I'm making these discoveries, and I'm showing the facts, I'm showing the proof and stuff like that, then you better have some more than what you're just showing and what you're talking about. Because let me tell you something. When you're making claims on being a prayer man, of being Oswald, or Bill Lovelady being Oswald, have some more evidence, because nobody's seen Oswald in the front doorway there. Period. Not even the police officer, none of the police officers, none of the eyewitnesses have seen Oswald there. Oswald's last known location was on the second floor of the Texas School Book Depository. You see what I'm saying? And Oswald himself claimed he was on the second floor of the lunchroom the whole time. So is Oswald lying? Or is the researchers lying? You know, so instead of making 50 or 60 people out to be liars, then only one person's lying then, ain't it? And that's the person's making the claim that the prayer man is Oswald, or the other man in the doorway is Oswald when it's Bill Lovelady. Okay, that's the people that's actually lying. That's the people that's doing cover up because you're throwing away the facts and the evidence to push your own claims. That's what researchers do. But I want to make this video here and point out some facts and, talk about this for a little bit. Don't forget that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to tell your friends about us. Share this video so other people knows this information as well. Thank you, and you have a pleasant day.